Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel and the World Class Championship Wrestling Review Series. We move into the last show of June in 1983, June 25th. I think I misspoke and called it the 16th last week, but it's the 18th and then the 25th, and we move into the first part of the Reunion Arena show for the summer of this year. And certainly, they break this down into 2 weeks with the major matches being featured. Cool deal. A 6-man tag team match is on tap here to open the program. The Mongol Bill Irwin returning, who we haven't seen in a couple of months, and the Fishman, a masked fellow, versus Chavo Guerrero, Chris Adams, and Jose Lothario. I'm not a fan of 6-man matches, although I understand why this is here. You gotta have matches to fill out your card, and a multi-person match often brings the fans to the yard, so to speak. Match is decent. Adams really has been featured well, so good to see him on the card somewhere. Chavo Guerrero hasn't really found a stride yet, but obviously with the heavy Latin/Hispanic population, having him on the card makes sense. He's known and very adroit at his agility. You see him with the masked fellow going head scissors and just kind of going nuts. Obviously, the Mongol and Chris Adams still have an issue that hasn't really fully been settled. They square off in this match a bit too. Irwin, who kind of comes across as, I don't want to say an afterthought, but certainly a guy that is returning without much to do, maybe just returning for the Texas, not the stadium show, but the show at Reunion Arena. I don't know if he's here. I don't think he's here much into July, so maybe just here for the Reunion Arena show. But anyway, Mongol kind of takes over on Guerrero partway through the match, and then we do see the heel team, which, if you think about, having Skandor Akbar out there as part of this management team, it is a lethal team for everybody involved. The Mongol always looks strong, and we see a win for the Mongol and his bunch. Almost, but a high cross body from the top rope by the Latin star in Guerrero leads to a victory for them. Then we go on to the Freebirds, kind of carrying on about the upcoming hair match, Buddy Roberts against Iceman King Parsons, which actually probably is one of the first angles that I remember seeing from World Class. I used to collect compilation tapes, and I remember having what turns out to be a very grainy version of this match here, and the follow-up to it being included on a world-class compilation tape. Michael Hayes not impressed with the fact that the hair cutting has been shown of Buddy Roberts, but happy when it's shown of King Parsons. We move into the Texas Championship match, David Von Erich and Jimmy Garvin. They have had 3 other occasions where the championship has been held up. It does factor into the match here. Good match, although it's funny, when you watch Jimmy Garvin, he's either really on or really off, and he can often be overshadowed by who else is on the card. And this is one of the occasions where his match with David here, maybe on another card, on another TV show, with less, I don't know that you'd say distractions, but less other things that are a little flashier, might get over a bit more. But really, in comparison, a basic match. Sunshine looks good on the outside. Garvin owns the early stages of the match, head scissors, hammer locks, and the like. And really, for a heel gets more than your average. David comes up with a almost spinning toe hold like maneuver, an attempted chokeout by Garvin later in the match. We kind of go forward there. Um, and I mean, the match itself is good back and forth action. Don't get me wrong. Certainly, if you're a fan of either guy, go out of your way to watch it. But I'm not necessarily a fan of the finish, which we'll get to in a minute. They do a bit of brawling, and then it does look for a while like David's a pretty good lock to win the match. That does not, however, fully happen though. We move forward further into the match, and Sunshine. One thing I'll say about Sunshine, she is extremely animated, and that is continuous week by week. So whoever convinced Sunshine that being part of wrestling was a good idea is there. She does interfere, grabbing Kevin's leg, although the camera doesn't get it all the way. This leads to the Texas Championship being held up again. Talk about how they're going to handle that. They don't know. Referees in the back supposedly saw this, even though Bronco Luvich did not. So that's kind of there. And I mean, on a big show, I get the booking in the sense of holding the championship up so you get people to watch on TV. But I am more a Vince McMahon follower in this way. The big matches should be reserved for blow-offs and or you know happy moments, at least to me. And then we've got the hair versus hair match up. Buddy Roberts and Iceman King Parsons. Roberts is doing the majority of backtracking. Once again, Parsons really looks good in almost, I won't say every outing, but he looks good in most outings when dealing with Parsons. And that has been the kind of the story of the feud. Except when the Freebirds interfere, Parsons always comes out, I wouldn't say always ahead, but the majority of the time he's ahead. Again, this match looks snug, probably isn't as snug as it looks, but both guys really good at clamping on holds, and especially when they're brawling, they look like $1,000,000, as is to be expected. Parsons does win the contest. This is not something that Roberts or the Freebirds are happy with, and the hair cutting / hair shaving does commence. They do not do the entire thing out in front of the crowd. The following week, just a bit of a spoiler, but the following week, Buddy Roberts comes out with a toupee and I guess you'd say headgear, old martial arts sparring headgear. They do a spot near the end of the match with the pulled tights, and the referee reverses the decision to finally give Parsons the win here. So it is, a bit of a convoluted finish, but the headgear thing is hilariously funny. There's a bounty placed on the headgear just to prove that he's wearing a fake toupee, yada yada, all that. But that'll close June for World Class, and I encourage you to continue listening along with us, and we'll be back with bits of July. And until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment.